Likewise, my friends, there are 10 productive roles that managers play. And you may spot some of these roles in your own life, and I'd like to share them with you. Here's the first one: the facilitator. The manager who facilitates the process, who makes it easy for people to do their jobs. Who is always asking the question, how can I make things better? How can I help you to arrive at the right solution? What are some of the elements that are keeping you or your department or your team from accomplishing the mission at hand? They facilitate the process, and in so doing make everybody feel good and powerful and strong. And people play well with the facilitator. Here's the second very positive role that managers play. It's called the enabler. This is the manager who teaches people how and why, not just what. This is the manager who takes a little extra time to say, I care about you, and I want you to know why we are doing it this way. And so next time when you cross this bridge, you will know for yourself some of the ideas that went into the making of this decision. This is the manager that grows people instead of simply uses people. The third productive role that managers play is called the empowerer. This is the manager that generates enthusiasm, helps people discover better ways to do their tasks and their responsibilities, empowers them, gives them the authority, and when they make a mistake does not clobber them, but says, it's okay, we all have to learn somehow. So the manager who says, if you take risk out of life, you take opportunity out of life. As long as it's calculated risk, as long as you think through it carefully before you do it, go for it and make it happen. That brings us to the fourth role that managers play productively, and that's called the guide. This is the manager who sets a good example, leads people to peak performance, and does so by his or her own behavior. These are the managers who don't say, do as I say, but rather say, yes, indeed, do as I do. They're the guide. They show us the way, and they lead us to prosperity and success. The fifth role is called the encourager. This is the manager who helps people believe in themselves, lifts people when they feel down, but without assuming the responsibility for their problems. Do you know the manager I'm talking about? The individual who lifts you up and makes you feel very special and moves you along the way to success, but does not necessarily do the job for you, does not necessarily assume all your responsibilities. Rather, just helps you to do them well. The sixth role is called the complimenter. This is the manager who tries to catch people doing something right and then rewards them for it. He always compliments in public and always criticizes in private. I don't mean by compliments that they're empty compliments that have no meaning, because if you give compliments coming and going day in and day out, the person who listens to those compliments is an intelligent human being. If they regard this compliment with any sense of significance, it must be a genuine compliment. It must be a compliment that the person says, I'm glad my boss noticed me doing something right. It makes me feel good that my manager complimented me on this project. Number 7, the peacemaker. This is the manager who works constructively to settle disputes. This is the manager who serves as an advocate to both management and workers. You know what I'm talking about? This is not the manager who simply passes the buck. This is the manager who says, management is here, employees are here. How can I build between those two a partnership for profit? How can I bring those two to understand each other, to work with each other? How can I build an understanding in management for the needs of employees and in employees for the needs of management? That kind of manager, my friend, is a magnificent person. Company person, but also a people person. And then the eighth productive role that managers play is called the communicator. Can you think of anything more important in human relationships than your ability and my ability to communicate effectively with each other? To speak in a way that people understand? To listen to people in a way that they know we care? To observe what's going on around us and about us in a way that we can catch facts and figures so we can do our job better? Communication ultimately is at the very heart of all we do. We're not machines, we're persons, and persons must communicate. The manager who knows how to explain to his or her people what to do and how to do it and why it's important that they do it is a communicator, and we need more and more of those managers. Number 9 is the challenger. This is the manager who shows people their potential without highlighting their failures. This is the manager who rewards people for their progress. Fair? Yes. Accurate? Yes. Does not give away anything that doesn't need to be given away, but is always tuned in to what's going with the people and how they can go to higher degrees of peak performance. And finally, the 10th productive role that managers play is called the evaluator. This is the manager who makes it clear what is expected. This is the manager who inspects the results and lets people know exactly where they stand. Don't you love the person who evaluates the process and shares with you in a loving way the results? You know at all times where you stand with them. There are no hidden agendas. You're not afraid of the unknown. You know where you are. And when you do something well, they reward you. And when you don't do something well, they tell you how you can do it better the next time.